I want to introduce you to something called opportunity modeling. It's not business planning or business modeling or product design, although it does relate to all of those things. And it's not just brainstorming for ideas. Opportunity modeling is a way that you can deliberately design and communicate really big ideas. Kind of ideas that are going to yield impactful innovations to change the world around you. You see, all of us, before we get to our businesses and our projects, or that all-important first time you pitch to your colleagues or your boss or investors or even your mom, we all risk being subject to a tragedy. For example, I met a young woman named Shaheen who'd come up with an incredible idea for helping her community. But as excited as she was, and despite the fact that the idea and the product prototype she had were pretty good, she never really got it off the ground because it wasn't a really big value idea. She pitched it. She wrote it up. She talked it to the right people who had the right experience. She developed a good business model and started to implement it. But in the end, it didn't really succeed. And she put it aside and she was discouraged. The tragedy isn't just that. It's that first, Shaheen isn't alone in that. There are people, for example, all over your city this morning, coming up with ideas, popping into their heads that will suffer that fate, or who've been working on their passions in their basements and garages and office places for years that are going to suffer the same fate. And these people are in all walks of life. There are kids in our schools. There are engineers and scientists in grad school and in the workplace. They're directors of nonprofits. They're founders of startup companies. They're employees of the big companies that we all have. They're artists and musicians. And among those groups, there are the inexperienced and the experienced that are affected by this. Further to the tragedy is that most of us, most of those people I just named, don't realize that the odds are so stacked against the success of their idea. Or that those odds can be significantly improved through some pretty simple approaches, ways of thinking, ways of designing change that I'm going to talk to you about in the context of opportunity modeling. When I talk to people about this stuff, I love to say to them that most of their ideas suck. Of course, I say it in fun, but it's important because most of our ideas do suck and because most of us don't realize that. In fact, for every 3,000 ideas that pop into our heads that are going to go through a process, just that whim or idea, through to an idea that's more developed, through to a concept or business model, to a business plan that's going to launch. Of those 3,000, only roughly 2 of them launch. And one of them is what researchers deem to be a success. Those are something like 99.97% chance that the hunches, ideas, concepts we're working on are not going to be in that group. And it gets worse because the really big impact ones are but a small proportion of those that are a success that are out there. The ones we really want are a small piece of that. And yet, we put so much of our time and our resources into the ideas and concepts that we first get attached to, without prototyping, without designing them, and without taking a deliberate approach to making them really big value. And that's what opportunity modeling is all about.